to find out if they would obey the commandments of the Lord. When the heat is on, how do you respond? Is it easy for you to change your theology when the heat is on? When you desire to be in a relationship and you kind of like the guy a whole lot, and you know that fornication is wrong, but hey, I mean, we all sin. We all fall short of the glory of God. It's quiet up in here. It's easy to say it, isn't it? But when the test comes, how do you respond? And your response has a lot to do with your relationship with God. Do you realize that? You know, it's easy to come in church and worship God, and we can, choir beautifully, sing about the name of God. How excellent is the name of God, and we all would say amen. We all could agree, amen. But what about when all hell breaks loose? Are you singing, "Oh Lord, how excellent is your name"? The Lord tests Israel. Now I just want to look at verse 5 real quick, and I want you to notice. Of course, God already told them to go in and drive out all the inhabitants. They, instead of driving them out, they took some of them as slaves, and over a period of time, they began to integrate with the ones that they should have been driving out. Listen, when you have sin in your life and you don't drive it out, after a period of time, you just kind of live among it. It kind of in your mind, you kind of know that it's wrong, but after a while, it's like, it ain't so bad after all. Sister so-and-so, she's doing this, and then you start looking at other people that you think whose sins are worse than yours. But remember, you are disobedient to God. You're going to stand before God. Listen, I can't stand before God and say, well, Brother Dave didn't. God will say to me, hey, listen, Brother Dave is going to stand before me and take and have to pay for his own sins. Look at verse 5. The sons of Israel lived among. They lived among. They lived among the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. They lived among them. And these inhabitants of the land was no doubt, they weren't saying, listen, you can't serve Yahweh. You can't serve the creator of heaven and earth. In fact, we don't mind even if you serve your God, but don't hold us to a standard that we have to serve your God either. So in other words, what happens is, and they have their gods, and they're worshiping their different gods, all of these different nations, serving Baal and Asherah and all of these other gods, and God told them beforehand, drive them out, because if you don't, they're going to cause you to worship their gods. But now they're living among them. Do y'all realize that we're living among the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and all the other ites? Do y'all realize that? We're still living among them. And the idea of us solely serving God alone is a foreign thought. In fact, they're putting laws on the books right now that makes it illegal for me to have a dedicated relationship with God. It could cost you something. They desire that we synchronize. That's That's where we can serve our God, but we can serve other gods also. That's what happens. That's what they're doing. They're saying to the children of Israel, listen, we don't mind that you serve your God, but they're also worshiping at other altars. Now, what other altars are you worshiping at? Don't be looking around at nobody else. What other altars are you worshiping at? God wants you to cast them away. He needs your undivided attention. He wants you to worship Him and Him alone. The Lord tests Israel. Secondly, God's people make unholy transactions. Look at verse 6. We go back to 5. The sons of Israel lived among the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Verse 6. And they took their daughters for themselves as wives, and gave their own daughters to their sons, and served their gods. Isn't that sad? Notice the verbs there in verse 6. They took their daughters. Direct disobedience to God. They took their daughters for themselves as wives, and they gave their own. They gave their own daughters to their sons. So they took and they gave, and then look at the next verb. And it says what? Serve. That's what happens. That's an unholy transaction. When you're messing around with Satan and you're messing around with sin, he always has something that he wants to give you. And if you take it, that's an unholy transaction. Now, you might not see the consequences immediately, but down the line, you're going to see that that transaction actually caused you to walk away from God. It was a test, and you failed the test. And then you can go through the cycles all over again. They took their daughters for themselves as wives, and they gave their own daughters to their sons, who lived among them. Verse 5. These people just lived among them, and all of a sudden, now they are moving to a place where they're exchanging, and now they are serving their gods. I want you to listen. I want you to think about perhaps sin. I'm talking to somebody who might be watching by video, because of course we don't have anybody in here that's dealing with sin. So let's be praying for the people who are watching live stream. For y'all out in TV land, wherever y'all are. I want you to think about how you got to a place where sin has overcome you. How did you get there? In fact, that's the title of our whole series. How did we get here? How did you get to a place where you are addicted to pornography? How did you get to a place where you are struggling with alcohol addiction? How did you get to a place where you are contemplating walking out on your husband or your wife? How did tell young people all the time, listen, God gives us a free will to make our choices, but listen, we cannot choose the consequences when we disobey God. That's why we don't even need to flirt around with sin. When we start flirting with sin, it takes us a whole lot further than we ever thought we would go. That's why we've got to be honest. We've got to stop playing. We've got to stop making these transactions with the devil. And we've got to stop bargaining with God. Lord, if you do this for me, then I'll do that. Listen, God is not a blackjack. He's not a blackjack God. There's no negotiating with God. He says it and he requires that you believe it and that you live it out. So along the way, he gives us tests. And I'll tell you exactly how. Whatever sin you're dealing with, and that's not just you, that's me including. How do you get to where you're addicted to whatever? You get there. Point 3, God's people fail to think about their God. He said, they fail to think about God. Absolutely, they fail to think about God. That's how you get to a place where you are in disobedience. Turn to Deuteronomy chapter 6. This chapter should sound familiar to you. This is the Shema. Shema is the Hebrew word hear. Hebrews chapter 6, verse 4. Listen. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. It says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all of your might. These words which I am commanding you today shall be on your heart. Go back to the source of your bondage, whatever you're dealing with. Go back to the source, and really the source is your heart. He says, you shall, listen, he says, you shall teach them diligently to your sons, and you shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontals on your forehead. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. In other words, you should be always talking about the Lord. Listen, it's not just coming to church on Sunday. It's not just going to youth group. It's not, listen, it's life. God ought to be a vital part of your life. We 6, verse 10. He says, after you do this, that's after you teach them diligently, as you go along the way, when you're sitting at the dinner table, when you're walking outside, when you're cutting the grass, whatever, then it shall come about when the Lord your God brings you into the land which he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, to give you, great and splendid cities which you did not build, and houses full of all good things which you did not fill, and hewn cisterns which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. You eat and are satisfied,